years ago, I made a pact of impact with myself and the world to make sustainability my job and make it part of P&G's roadmap to drive purpose and growth with no trade-off and demonstrate that in the end, good plus growth equates great. I always had a vision in my head that if we are great at driving growth, we will be great at doing good. At P&G, we lead by principles and examples, This is why I want to spend most of my time today sharing how we do that on both of those levels. We believe in irresistible superiority and universal accessibility, delighting the 5 billion people we touch with our brands every day, with irresistibly superior innovation that is more sustainable. How do we do that? I spent the beginning of this week at the Royal Botanic Gardens Kew, so I'm all infused with nature, wisdom, and teaching. I'll use the metaphor of a tree, a bit of poetry this morning, our tree of impact. First, the roots. Just as the roots provide stability and nourishment, we focus on reducing our operational and supply chain footprint. This is the foundation. The trunk supports branches in the same way we support our consumers in making more sustainable choices. And we can do that by providing products that are superior and more sustainable. And it is important because enabling people to reduce their footprint has the potential to reduce the global greenhouse gas emission of the end-use sectors by at least 5%, according to the IPCC. This is the activation. Branches reach outwards to connect with other trees. Similarly, we work with our peers and partners to drive systemic change and reduce the environmental footprint of the sector. We also open source some of our innovation so that together we can increase the scope, speed, and spread of change. This is a transformation. But enough with the poetry. Let's get to the proofs. Reducing our own footprint, that includes our operations and our supply chain. We have an ambition to get to net zero by 2040 and an interim 40% reduction of emission by 2030. In our operations, this includes purchasing 100% renewable electricity. We purchase 99% today. This is one of our renewable power projects in the well-named Sun Valley of Texas, in partnership with ENGIE North America. And this is our largest solar purchase power agreement to date. P&G will enable 500,000 megawatt hours of renewable electricity annually. We also have 7 manufacturing sites that have already reduced their Scope 1 and 2 emissions by over 95% versus 2015. Those serve as lighthouse net zero sites for all our plants globally. Now, moving up the supply chain, how do we reduce our raw and packaging material emissions in our brands? Let's look at a few examples. This Ariel cardboard box replaces a non-recyclable plastic tub. It contains 70% recycled fiber. It received a lot of great consumer review, at least one box that can be opened without breaking your nails or damaging your arthritic joints, said one consumer. Also a lot of global awards, including the UK Diversity Smart Award last year. And indeed, we've developed this packaging with people with disability to ensure it could be a delightful opening moment of truth. Head & Shoulders Bare, superior anti-dandruff efficacy with only 9 ingredients.
Need a gentle anti-dandruff shampoo? New Head & Shoulders Bare. Minimal ingredients, no sulfates, great dandruff protection. Job done?
And a bottle that is extra light. So light that you can roll it up like a toothpaste to get the last drop of dandruff protection. We are also experimenting with refill. Fairy liquid carbon refill enable 85% plastic reduction versus the upside-down plastic bottle and a tenth of its carbon footprint. Moving from an hard-to-recycle, impossible-to-open plastic blisters to a fully recyclable cardboard packaging with FSC-certified paper. This is a much better shopping experience in store and a much better unboxing experience at home. It even reduced theft and eliminated short of 5,000 metric tons of plastic over the past 3 years. And this Gillette packaging restage triggered a transformation, a virtual transformation in the industry. And this is the Chief Sustainability Officer of Carrefour who said it.
Moi, je me souviens, dans le cadre des premières discussions avec Procter et Gamble, de la suppression du plastique pour les rasoirs. C'était dans le cadre du pacte de transition alimentaire. Alors, ils ont étudié, ils ont regardé et ils l'ont fait. Quelle audace de supprimer ce plastique et de le remplacer par du carton. Et nous voici, nous on rejoint aussi, avec cette fois-ci des emballages 100% carton. Ça aussi, c'est 80 tonnes de plastique en moins. Et regardez, ici, Wilkinson est en train de faire le même changement. Ce qui veut dire que dans quelques années, ce sera complètement obsolète de vendre des rasoirs dans des emballages en plastique. Ce sera du 100% carton. Alors vous voyez, de l'audace, un secteur qui suit, et aujourd'hui, c'est le carton qui a gagné.
Now, in our supply chain and operation, we can control our emission reduction, but most of our footprint actually occurs when people use our product, when they shave, when they wash their hair or their clothes, when they clean their floors or do their dishes. Today, we know that 49% of people say that they want to live a more environmental friendly life. But only 25% of them admit that they've done something significant to change in their life to move towards that goal in the past 12 months. So this is the famous intention to action gap. How do we close that gap? At P&G, we like to turn every problem into a solution. So let's understand the roots, the barriers for this gap. What people tell us, environmental friendly products are, number one, too expensive. Number two, I'm not the expert to know what's more sustainable or not. Number three, they are hard to find. Number four, they don't work. It's actually pretty good news for us that those are the barriers for the gap, because our strategy to develop products that are irresistibly superior and more sustainable address them directly or indirectly. We develop products that work and reduce footprint. We believe in the power of this and, performance and sustainability. We treat them both equally with the same energy and less energy for our consumers. For us, performance is a must, not a plus. Because sustainability without performance is a waste of time. And performance without sustainability is just a matter of time. And when we developed products that are irresistibly superior, we can also help eliminate those carbon-intensive compensating behavior. Because if people are skeptical of the cleaning performance of their products, they will use more thermal energy, higher footprint. If they believe that their nappies or pads may leak, they will change more frequently, higher footprint. And if the pad or nappy does leak, they will do more laundry, higher footprint. This is how we make sustainability more accessible for people. As they purchase our product because they are irresistibly superior, and when they use them the way they are intended to, washing their clothes in low temperature with Ariel or doing their dishes on short cycle with Fairy, then they reduce their footprint. So let's look at those two examples and more. Ariel's superior performance in cold enabled people to reduce their footprint. And this is actually the largest carbon footprint driver, the wash temperature. This is why it has been the focus of the brand on innovation and communication for decades. Let's look at the latest campaign in the UK.
Can Ariel take on the Wash Cold Challenge? Turn down and see. Tough stains are harder to remove in a cold wash. Ariel pods are rated best on stains by Which for a brilliant clean, even on cold. And if you turn to wash colder, you could save up to 60% on your washing machine energy costs. Wash colder with Ariel, rated best on stains by Which. Try with Hotpoint, brilliant results even on a cold wash. Always keep away from children.
The results, after 2 years of running the campaign, an average decrease in the average wash temperature by 2 degrees, 4 degrees among Ariel users. Now, moving from washing your clothes to doing your dishes. If you do your dishes by hand, know that 93% of the carbon footprint comes from heating the water. If you use the dishwasher, 72% of the carbon footprint is related to the wash cycle of your dishwasher. This is why Fairy developed products that allow people to drop the hot and switch to short, because if they do that, they can reduce their emission by 60% if they use cooler water, and up to 33% if they move from normal cycle to a short cycle. This is how we do it. First we do the pass, then we do the mass, and then we build the pass. Let's watch those two films.
Fairy Max Power, our most powerful grease-cutting formula to effortlessly tackle nasty baked-on pans like this. Easy grab, easy squeeze, easy clean. With 4 times less scrubbing versus the next best-selling brand, without needing hot water, for less time at the sink and for more time together. Fairy Max Power, maximum power, minimal scrubbing.
Oi. What, you call that a challenge? That grease don't scare me. With Fairy Platinum Plus here, your tough messes aren't that tough at all. So let's make this really interesting and switch to a short cycle.
Fairy Platinum Plus capsules have a unique formula that starts to work the instant it hits the water, removing tough mess fast.
Whee!
And switching to short helps you save up to 33% energy per wash.
Happy days.
Fairy Platinum Plus, our best clean, even on a short cycle.
The results, an average decrease in wash temperature, especially among Fairy users, and an increase of short-cycle loads from 10% to 17%, 22% among Fairy users. Now, staying in the kitchen, but moving to the US, where Fairy liquid is called Dawn. Dawn Superpower with a spray-activated SUD that allows the water to be shut off until the final rinse, allowing people to cut their water consumption by 50% among those who normally do their dishes by running the tap continuously. Not so much in the UK, very frequent in the US. Irresistibly superior and more sustainable. Let's watch.
That's me before Dawn Power Wash.
Soaking, scrubbing, that's life.
Was life.
Now Power Wash gives me the power of an overnight soak in minutes. I'm sorry, minutes? With 3 cleaning boosters not found in traditional dish soaps that help break down, loosen, and lift away food and grease.
So much faster.
Just spray suds on. No water needed till rinsing. Tougher mess? Let the suds sit a few minutes before wiping. Even cleans
The grill. Thank you.
It's more than soap. It's Power Wash.
It even comes with the refill system to save more plastic. Now, switching gears to personal care. The next thing in menstrual pad innovation is actually the choice not to wear a pad. introducing always reusable menstrual underwear, up to 12 hours of reliable protection, and up to 100 washes. Irresistibly Super, more sustainable. You can reuse it 100 times and wash it at 30 degrees. And finally, coming soon to the UK, Olay Restage, superior anti-aging, skin anti-aging efficacy. And 100% of women say that they see an improvement in visible sign of aging after 2 weeks only. And it comes in a beautiful recyclable glass jar. Our current jar is plastic non-recyclable, craveable, irresistibly modern, and it can be refilled. Let's see how.
How to refill your favorite Olay glass jar? Keep your beautiful Olay glass jar and the lid. Pop out the empty pod your own way. Pop in the new refill. Peel the seal. Recharge your jar. Transform your skin. Discover Olay refills. Available across Olay collections.
A 30% increase in consumer appeal, a 30% decrease in carbon footprint. Now, putting it all together, this is how our brands can help people reduce their intention to action gap with irresistibly superior products that are more sustainable or made better, made to save. This is the US version.
Did you know 90% of people want to live sustainably, but only 11% consistently do? Why?
Let's use 1 gallon instead.
What if I make my own wax?
Oh, I've got it. Homemade detergent.
This isn't gonna work.
What else can we do?
It's hard, but it doesn't have to be. Now, your favorite products make it easy to save energy, water, and waste.
With Tide Pods, you can turn to coal and save up to 90% of energy with each load. Crisp, clean, and bright.
With Gillette Labs, reuse the handle for much less waste. Look at me stepping up my shave game.
I can skip the sink and save water with Cascade.
Wow, it's so clean.
Pantene made it easy to get great hair days without the wash. Which look was your favorite?
This is progress.
Now, the products that are made better for you are made to save.
Now, roots and trunks alone cannot make a forest, so we need the branches and the leaves. We need everyone if we want to change everything. Our mantra is hire together, collaborate to accelerate, innovate, elevate. A few examples. P&G is a founding member of the Rimback Collective, along with Unilever, Nestlé, Pepsi. A program focused on forest conservation in Indonesia and Malaysia. Those 2 countries account for 85% of the global production of palm oil and host some of the most biodiverse, critically endangered ecosystem on the planet. The goal is to protect or restore 500,000 hectares of forest and support 32,000 people in forest community over the next 30 years. Last year, already 200,000 hectares of forest were protected or restored. FSC is the highest standard in responsible forestry, so that's the one that we want in our pearl-based product and packaging, but there aren't enough forests that are FSC certified. So we created, in the US, the 4-state Timberland Owner Association to support small forest owners in acquiring FSC certification. So we increase supply and the whole industry benefits. We are also striving to be a catalyst for system transformation through cross-value chain partnership. Let's take the example of water. Starting with science, like we always do. Many companies have recognized the importance of upstream water targets, reducing water usage throughout the supply chain. But it's also vital to address water challenges downstream, as more water is often required during the consumer use of product than in the manufacturing process. For P&G, 96% of our water withdrawals along our value chain occurs when people use our product. So we partner with the World Resources Institute to develop a new method that led to setting a first-of-its-kind goal of restoring more water than is consumed during the consumer use of P&G products in the metropolitan areas of Mexico City and Los Angeles. Those two areas account for over half of the total water consumed during the use of P&G products across 18 priority high-stress areas. And we've made this methodology available for companies to use in their own target setting journey. So this is natural that we helped create the 50-liter home coalition, along with Electrolux, IKEA, Kohler, and many other organizations along the water and energy value chain. The intent is to innovate, to reinvent how people use water at home, so that 50-liter home, 50 liters per person per day, which is seen as the sustainable level of water. It's not a lot of water, a 6-minute shower. So this 50 liters per person per day actually feels like abundant water, like 500 liters. We started our first pilot in Los Angeles last September, retrofitting consumer homes with P&G water-saving product and solution in combination with our partners' fixtures and appliances, and we are already seeing very exciting water consumption decrease. And finally, to share the ambition and share the solution, we are open sourcing some of our innovation, making available capabilities and technology across industry to achieve the scale necessary for system transformation. 2 examples. The first one is an industry-disruptive reinvention of making perfume that we use for our detergent business with a less is more approach. So instead of using large amounts of regular perfume ingredients, we use combination of high-impact specialty ingredients that deliver a nearly identical scent experience to the original formula, but with more weight efficiency. So this compacted perfume can then be used at lower levels, 30%, 50% lower level, with no impact on consumer delight and a significant reduction of CO2 emission. This is a step change for the fragrance industry. Versovita is a technology developed by one of our scientists who invented a very new process, advanced recycled process, to produce high-quality recycled polypropylene. We've licensed this new process to a resin supplier, PureCycle, so that it can be used across industry. We refer to this approach as open-arm innovation, as opposed to our historical approach, which was a bit more closed off. Now, we don't open our arms to everything. I mean, we continue to compete on superior performance with IP-protected technology. But when it makes sense to open up to achieve the scale needed for system transformation, we do so. This is what I wanted to share with you this morning. As a Chinese proverb goes, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. Well, that's when I started in this field. The next best time is now. So let's come together to plant new trees with ever-increasing scope, speed, and spread. Thank you.